Hello everyone. So hopefully you are now in a good condition and also healthy. And for today we're gonna be talking about hormone and also endocrine system. So what is hormone and what is endocrine system? So let's begin with these lectures. So animal hormones are chemical signals that are secreted into the circulatory system and communicate regulatory message with the body. So simply say, a hormone is a chemical that exists in our body, and this chemical work to regulate our body or to help how our body works. And hormones, they can go to all part of our body, but only certain cell or on a certain part, on a certain organs that be able to respond, because hormone is very specific. They can work only on specific area, on specific places. And one of the example that make us realize how hormone is important, we can see from the animal example, which is from the process of metamorphosis. And this process is mainly maintained or regulated by the existence of the hormone. So the hormones that is exist in the insects, in these butterflies, in the brain, they makes like excisions hormone, and that kind of hormone gonna help them to transform from a caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly like this. So again, hormone is very important to maintain how our body works. And in animals, there are two major systems how uh, the mechanism is regulated. The system are the nervous system and the endocrine system. So the nervous system works in a very high speed electric signal. Means simply say that nervous system work in a very fast with a high speed, because what work here is the electron and something like that, so it works so fast. And in the endocrine, in the other hand, it's working slower, but longer lasting. So if we see a nervous system work very fast, but the response also very fast. In endocrine system, the hormones work slow, but the response also slow, or longer acting response means the response needs time. Okay, and in some of those two systems, there are overlap in between. There are overlap between them. So the endocrine and nervous system function together. They work to maintain how the homeostasis of our body, how the development of our body, and also the reproduction, and many other function, many other physiological function of our body or animal body. The overlap is because some of the nerve cells, they can also work as uh, a place to produce hormones, and the cell we know as neurosecretory cells, that they can make also hormone. And both of endocrines hormone and neurohormone, which is the hormone that made in the neuron, actually they work in almost similar patient. So they work in a distance area. For example, the hormone that's made in the brain, and then it's going to work in some other part of our body. And the way how hormone works is slightly different with how nervous system work. If nervous system, they work by transferring electrical signals to our nerve cells, to our nervous system in a very high speed patient. But hormone, in the other hand, They transfer the information to bloodstream, and from the blood, when the blood circulates into the body, it will go into the targeted cell. And in terms of the molecules, there are three major classes of molecules that function as hormone, especially in vertebrates. There are proteins and peptides. And then the second one is amines derived from amino acids. And the third one is steroids. And how the hormone respond or responded, uh, it's involved three key major events. The first one is reception, second is signal transduction, and the last is the how the response itself. So let's see how it works. So at the beginning is the cell, which is the cell that produce hormone, will release a hormone, certain hormone, and these certain hormones will be transferred into bloodstream, and from the bloodstream it will go into the targeted cells, and in the targeted cell the hormone cannot directly work, but there must be some receptor. So in because as we know before, in the top or in the surface of the cell there are so many receptors, and one of the receptor work to accept the information from the hormone. So when the receptor here accept, so the information will be undergoes a process, what we call a signal transduction. And from signal transduction, if the information only need to be responded by cytoplasmic, so only cytoplasmic will directly make a response. But if the information that is needed need to go deeper, need to go more complex, it will go deeper and go into the nucleus, and then inside the nucleus they will try to make the information translated. So what is the information, and then most of the time they will know what is the cell need to do by this information. Another type, mostly this one what we happen in plasma membranes, and in another type the receptor is not in the surface but actually inside the nucleus. So what happened then, it's almost similar, but in this case the hormone do not have receptor in the surface of the cell, but it will go directly into the cell, and then it will also go directly into the nucleus, and inside the nucleus then there will be a receptor. So from there, if the receptor accept the information, the nucleus will translate the information, and some of the example here is how the information wants to the cell to make proteins, for example, like that. So after that there will be some protein will be made here. Okay, so uh, it has been explained before that the receptor will lead to certain action. If the action is only in the level of cytoplasm, so it will be respond directly in the cytoplasm. But if the information want to go deeper, so what happened, maybe some of the response is making certain protein by expressing certain part of the genes. And the unique thing about hormone is that the same hormone, the same hormone can have different effects if the target cell is different. What make different? Because one, maybe the receptor is different, and then two, maybe the signal transmission pathway also is different, and then the third, maybe the protein that undergoes for carrying out the response also different. So even though the same hormone, if they meet the different cell, the response also will be different. That's the unique thing of the hormone and also the unique thing of animal cell. And now we are going to look at the major endocrine organs that we have in our body. So the first we have, so let's begin from the top. Anyway, the first we have hypothalamus. So hypothalamus actually located in our head. It's here. That's hypothalamus. And then in the beneath the hypothalamus, there will be some other endocrine organ, which is pineal glands around here. Yes, pineal gland, and also there is a pituitary gland right here. Okay, so our head is very important again, not only for thinking, not only for maintaining body activity in terms of willingness, but also their our brain also our head also has endocrine organ, which is very important to support our homeostasis. So in our brain we have hypothalamus, pineal glands, and pituitary glands. Let's move going to a bit lower. In our necks, around our neck, we have a glands, very important glands again, and the gland called thyroid glands. So the thyroid is the big one, the purple color in this case, and then parathyroid gland is the what should I maybe orange color here. So this is the parathyroid gland. So there are two around our necks. Next, going down again, we have adrenal glands. So adrenal glands, it's located in the top of our kidney, so both right and left. And this adrenal gland is very important because, like many people say, adrenaline junkies, like doing extreme sport and everything. So that kind of activities will stimulate what we call as adrenaline, and adrenaline is produced here in our adrenal glands in the top of our kidney. Next, we have pancreas, and in pancreas, very important again, many hormone produces here, and pancreas also very important for our digestive system because uh, it's gonna help us to metabolize the sugar. And in female, the very important endocrine system or endocrine organ is in the ovary. So ovary not only producing the egg, but also as a site for many important hormones like estrogens and many other important hormones for woman body homeostasis. And in male, yes, of course, male, the testicle is very important because inside the testicle there is many things that uh, important for maintaining the characteristic of male. For example, the existence of testosterone, how the appearance of male different from females. Okay, so that's the major endocrine organs that we have in our body. So now let's see the function. Mostly, this is only the general one or the major one, but actually we have a lot of this type of hormones in our body. So now let's begin again from the top. In our pituitary glands, these pituitary glands release certain hormone that made in hypothalamus, and one of them is oxytocin. And chemical class of oxytocin is peptide, and oxytocin will stimulates the contraction of uterus and mammary gland cells. So, knowing this, oxytocin is very important for maybe pregnancy, something like that. And it's also how they work. It's regulated by nervous system, and then the things that produce again from pituitary gland, we have antidiuretic hormones, and the chemical is still similar. These hormones work to maintain our water balance in our body, and it's regulated by the balance of water and salt in our blood. And go to the anterior pituitary, pituitary. That's quite difficult to say it. We have growth hormones, and growth hormones. The chemical class is proteins, and it stimulates our growth. So we become tall, we become bigger like that because of we have what we call as growth hormones, and it's regulated by hypothalamic hormone. And there are many other important hormones that produced by anterior pituitary. Not only growth hormone, there is also prolactin that stimulates the production of milk, and then there is also follicle stimulating hormones, which is the hormone that stimulates the production of eggs or ovum, in a woman. And also there is luteinizing hormones that stimulate uh, the ovaries and testes work. And there are many other hormones. And in thyroid, for example, we have uh, at least three, the major one. We have triiodothyronins, or T3, simply say, and thyroxine, or T4, and calcitonin. So the function of these hormones is to stimulate and maintain metabolic process. And calcitonin, in the other hand, it's going to become useful for lower lowers the blood calcium level. And how they work, of course, it's related to the existence of calcium in our blood. And in parathyroid, we have what we call as parathyroid hormones, and uh, this has a function to rise the blood calcium level. And then we have pancreas. Yes, it's very popular. Insulin. Why become popular? Because now many people have a problem with diabetes because of uh, a bad healthy lifestyle. That's one of the issue, because we consume too many carb these days. So we get a problem with the insulin. So that's pancreas. And then we have also glucagon, and glucagon, the function is slightly opposite to insulin. So if insulin lower the blood glucose, and glucagon is the function to raise the blood glucose. In adrenal, like I told you before, there are adrenaline, which is some people who love extreme sport activities and everything, they want to have these hormones. Okay, and then next we have gonad. Gonad, we have testis or testicle, and one of the hormone which is androgens, and androgens very important to support the sperm formation and to maintenance male secondary characteristic. So like I told you before, if there is a problem with testicles, so the characteristic of male could be not appear or become a problem. That's why testicles become important. In the other hand, ovaries also have similar patients. So ovary will help to show the characteristic of characteristic of females by producing the very popular hormone estrogens and also progesterones. Okay, it's like that. And then we have also pineal glands. And pineal glands, the hormone that is produced is melatonin. And melatonin is important. Why? Because melatonin define, not define, but help us to know in our biological rhythm. So we will realize dark and light cycle in